Hello, coming to you live from the ABCA, the American Association meeting in Washington, D.C. I want to welcome everybody. I want to share a few things that have gone on over the last 24 hours that I think really exciting. A lot of coaches here, a lot of vendors here, anything and everything to do with baseball. During the ABCA, there's batting cages, there's equipment companies, there's technology. Highly encourage families, if you have a passion for baseball, each and every year, the first Thursday through Sunday in January, the annual convention is held. Next year will be in Columbus, Ohio. I'll make sure that we're there. But I want to bring you a little inside scoop from here in Washington, D.C. Spent a lot of time talking with coaches, all levels, all divisions. Everybody's excited. The start of baseball season is officially here for 2025. But last evening, we had some coaches meetings. Each level has their own independent meeting. NCAA Division I has their coaches meeting, Division II, III, and so forth. And the purpose of those meetings is for coaches to have their voices heard. And boy, oh boy, were they heard. And, have that opportunity to kind of speak with some of the coaches after last night. I want to talk about the rule that everybody's kind of, buzzing about, and that is at the Division I level, college coaches are looking to have a 38-man roster for the fall to get down to the 34. So I want to make sure we're clear, not going to a 38-man final roster. The number of 34 is firm. So that's a breaking bullet point. That has been formally agreed upon. Now what you have is coaches are fighting or wanting to have 38 during the fall to get down to the 34. And a lot of that has to do with potential with injuries. Athletes could get homesick. Academically, it doesn't work out. So they want to give themselves as a team and as a program the opportunity to make sure they have enough healthy bodies to go into the season, obviously beginning in 2026. Some of the other discussions that have been held are centered around the JUCO year. I want to let parents understand they're not giving away free years of eligibility. And I think it's important on all the coaches the time to speak with. There's not going to be an endless amount of eligibility. So you're not going to see 26, 27-year-olds playing NCAA baseball. What's going to happen is they're going to allow, when the creation of name, image, and likeness was implemented, they don't want those athletes that were doing JUCO years penalized. So they're giving them that extra year now. Going forward, there are discussions with regard to an extra year of eligibility, but I don't think that that's something that's on the immediate horizon. I don't think that's been pushed off with that. I do want parents and athletes to understand college coaches are not the bad guys. They're not over recruiting. They have a responsibility, and they are hearing the concerns from not only their athletes today that are on in their program, but the ones that are being recruited. And college coaches are trying to the best of their ability to have their voices heard so that they understand nobody wants to cut athletes during the holiday season or at the end of the fall semester. And so that is what they're fighting for. They're fighting on behalf of, let's make sure we don't get into a situation where we have a 34 firm roster and then there's injuries and we have to go forward with 30, 31, or maybe 28 healthy bodies. So that's a lot of what's going on. Also, a lot of discussion going on with regard to the reemergence of American Legion baseball, the community component that is resonating now with regard to not only the summer programs at the youth level, but also within the college community, the college summer leagues, such as the Cal Ripken League, the Perfect Game League, the New England Collegiate League. There's a sense of community bringing baseball into these smaller communities, and that is something that I think is under-discussed and really not understood by parents. Summer college baseball at the college level is recruiting it's community. It's allowing people to have access to the athletes that they see now so frequently on television and on podcasts and so forth. College baseball is really emerging as a powerhouse with regard to content, and the college community is very aware of that, and they do not want to have any type of legislation that may impede or kind of simmer down the enthusiasm that's growing for the college product. So I'm going to put my spectacles on because I see some questions coming in. Coaches are not over recruited. Don't fall for that message. Do programs, they don't want to tell a student athlete that wants to walk on they have no chance. Everybody deserves an opportunity. This isn't on college coaches. More baseball, less video games. Captain Tittle, you hit the nail on the head. That's not how it works. They have 70 kids by having elite walk-ons. Okay, I want to put this kind of to bed here. College coaches are not going to be over-recruiting. This is kind of a way to kind of curb that and make sure that doesn't occur going forward. I do not want parents to think that a college coach is going to try to encourage an athlete to come to the campus and kind of hang around. Those days are pretty much done. But, you know, when you say I got into the school, can I walk on? There needs to be an opportunity. That's what the United States is all about, opportunity. But with regard to baseball, rules are being put in place that are more proactive or pro-student than they are pro-college program. Also, great discussion here on name, image, and likeness. I think that is a underregulated, and coaches are very aware of the underworld that is being created, and it's a nasty business. You have travel organizations that are becoming name, image, and likeness agents, student athletes being shopped to the highest bidder. That's on every coach's mind, and they're talking about that. But I want parents to understand all levels of baseball now. JUCO is probably the hottest topic down here. NAIA, coaches everywhere talking about the caliber of talent that they're finding that has interest in their programs at the NAIA level. Cumberland, Johnson, Ottawa, Lee University, Walters State, talking to LSU Unis coaching staff, Alan Ordain, talking about pitching and recruiting, now having access to athletes that they probably wouldn't have had access to before, because athletes want to be able to compete earlier in their careers, or have the opportunity to compete earlier in their careers. I guess we're getting more. I didn't anticipate all these questions, so let me take a peek. Okay, there's no expectation that they'll be rostered, obviously. No, so understand this. The old days are gone. They're officially gone. So let's not talk about yesterday. Let's talk about today. Let's talk about tomorrow. One of the exciting parts of the discussion points where all the coaches were heard. It was a really, I would say, hotly discussed topic. And what they want, everybody wants that level playing field. Nobody wants to have 5 great teams like that's maybe what's happening at the major league level. College is going to be much more balanced throughout the country, throughout all the divisions, the NAIA and the NCAA level. What college coaches want is for athletes to have the ability, if they were getting hurt, you know, that they would have a window to recover and still be a participant or a part of the program. They don't want to be cast aside because they got hurt in the fall. So I think the 38-man roster for the fall allows for that swing of 4 players to get into that 34 window for December 1st next year for the 26th season as they go forward. So there's no more stacking players. There's not going to be any working relationships with regard to JUCO programs working with specific programs. This is now going to help college coaches become better evaluators, and they're going to have to develop within during the season. You're going to have to rely upon all of those athletes that are in your program as they move forward. There's no stashing of athletes. There's no 70-man rosters at the NCAA Division I, 2, or 3 levels. This isn't a discussion for the JUCO levels. That's another day. I want to talk about the renewed energy with regard to college baseball. College baseball, if you didn't know it before, you definitely know it while you're walking around in Washington, D.C. Now they're on par with Major League Baseball, professional baseball. They are as big of celebrities, the coaches, the coaching staff. They are highly sought after here by parents and visitors, and they want to grab them by the arm and say, hey, I'm a big fan of your program. College baseball at all levels has never been a better product. I think you're going to see it going forward become the true developmental arm of professional baseball, not only in the United States, by the way. I'm talking to a lot of college coaches. There's a lot of athletes now looking from Asia, from Australia, also from the Caribbean. College baseball now is a highly, highly in-demand product that these coaches are very aware of and are working aggressively to make sure they put the guardrails up so that everybody can benefit. A rising tide raises all boats. So I really wanted to say thank you to everybody that tuned in today. What are schools carrying that many players? There's not a lot of schools. Okay, the 70-80, Carmen, I want to address this to you because you put this out here. I can say that they aren't at the Division I level. If you're talking about JUCO at 70 or 80, that could be one story. But there's no Division I program, or Division II program, or even Division III program, and you're using the word carry. Again, this isn't a major league roster that's carrying X number of athletes. Colleges and universities, they accept students. Students can try out or want to be a part of the baseball program. But I can assure you that there are no schools that are carrying 70 to 80 athletes. Again, we're talking today going to tomorrow. And from today forward, the rule that is trying to get established is 38 men college roster, 38-man college roster, knowing they have to get down to 34 by December 1st every year. And that will allow, if there's a potential injury, an academic issue, a non-fit issue where the student athlete just doesn't find it as the right fit, that they have a window of opportunity to go find a new home. So everything here is very pro student athlete. The coaches are really excited. You really anticipate this is going to be a great season. Changes are on the horizon. This is a part of the growth of the sport, and I think college coaches are very cognizant with regard to all of the topics that parents are hearing about, name, image, and likeness. I can tell you that Little League and American Legion, Team USA, we're all talking about the same discussion points, which is roster sizes, but more importantly, opportunities. Opportunities are going to be more plentiful for student athletes moving forward at all levels of college baseball. Remember, I tell parents all the time, college baseball is a privilege. It's not a right. Just because you've played high school baseball or travel baseball does not mean you're going to have the right to a college roster spot. And I think parents and student athletes have to understand how competitive the environment is going to become. It was really difficult before. Now it's going to be a much more challenging, competitive space at every single level of college baseball. I talked to college coaches last evening. They're recruiting Division III, they're recruiting Division II, they're recruiting JUCO, they're recruiting NAIA schools. During the summer, college recruiting is going out to these summer college leagues, who's available, who's in the portal, all of those types of things. Then they're recruiting the high school athletes July and August. But parents, it's a great opportunity for you and your student athlete. Listen to what the college coaches are saying. Don't go by the rumors. Deal in facts. Rumors are going to get you hurt. Make sure that you're really paying attention to what the factual information. We're going to provide that with the Blue Book now more than ever. I want to also let parents know exciting concept that the Blue Book is going to initiate in 2025, and I've confirmed it with several coaches. I just talked to Ty Neal at Michigan, talked to Jimmy Chester at Gardner Webb. The Blue Book is going to have a series of the week or a series of the month. All right, yeah, I lost you there for a second. So I want to let parents know that we're going to have a series of the week. And I'm going to be able to sit in the dugout, talk with the coaches, on a Friday through Sunday series. On Thursday night during batting practice, we're going to be able to spend some time with the coaches, kind of find out what they're excited about, from the week of practice previous to looking forward to the series that will be coming up. We're going to talk about student athletes that are really becoming and developing into very prominent athletes. These are the types of things that the Blue Book is going to bring as we move forward into 2025. A lot of other discussions with Little League and Legion. We're going to try to embrace and get all of the athletes to kind of follow along with the college coaches, get some college coaching tips, and share that with Little League and share that with American Legion. A lot of great things going on here with the Baseball Blue Book. Live in Washington, D.C. So I'll be bringing you coverage during the weekend. And if you have a question that you want me to ask, go ahead and send it along. Send it over to the Blue Book on Twitter, or send it to my Twitter account, or here on YouTube. Fire away, and I'll make sure I get your questions answered. It's a wonderful event. I'll take you inside here. This is an event that you have to see to believe if you're a baseball fan. It's one of those types of events, all baseball, all the time, everybody and anybody, big leaguers, minor league coaches, major league coaches, Hall of Famers, college coaches, college athletes, they're all here. And I'm going to be bringing it to you live all weekend. Submit your questions. Two things: hit the like button, engage with this video. Just go to YouTube, Coach Beede YouTube, hit the like button, and also subscribe. Subscribe if you like this kind of content. Till my next episode, be well in baseball.